Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Unity Bay Area, Houston. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Go ahead and let us know where you are, who you are. Let us know that you're here with us, and we are going to begin this amazing service today. Our daily word, if you go back one time for me. Our affirmation today is spiritual understanding guides my will, and it will guide us all the way through this service. Put your coffee down. Stand up in your bunny slippers. Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you will do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until my will is one with yours, to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of God, till I am wholly thine, until this earthly part of me glows with your heavenly fire. Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. Oh, that I may love the way you love and do what you will do. Now's the time to tell you good morning. You are appreciated and you are loved. Go ahead, if you're out there in Facebook and YouTube land, give us some likes, give us some loves. Everybody turn around and wave at the people. We love you. We miss you. We appreciate you. Give everybody up here a what? Get look at each other in the eyes. There we go. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Cha-cha-cha, yeah. Well, welcome, Unity Bay Area, Houston, friends, family, loved ones. We're so delighted to be here with you and to share these sacred times, these sacred moments in this time in history, which are truly a time of great transformation. And we rely upon our turning to the principles that we teach in Unity to support us through this journey. And so the first principle is this one that we teach as, and we affirm it each week as we bring it into our own consciousness. Together, there is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God, the good omnipotence. That omnipotence covers all things and everywhere and everyone, and we are so grateful for that. And we're grateful for the prayer consciousness of this ministry and this movement. The Unity movement was founded on prayer. It is the basis of where we began our journey. And so as you open your hearts and minds, know that there is prayer that is happening on your behalf. Every single day. We have an incredible number of prayer chaplains, and they are go back a second. Sorry, Ronnie, I confused you there. Because you can get to them in a variety of ways and get prayer from our community by writing in an email for a prayer request at pray@ubah@gmail.com and or call 903-484-4841 and put in a prayer request, and a prayer chaplain will call you back and pray with you individually. And we are so grateful for this incredible number of prayer chaplains that are out holding our community, calling our community, touching base and acknowledging that they understand the power of prayer and that you are being held in prayer individually and collectively, as well as all of the world at this time. It's such an important time for us to anchor and center ourselves in that prayer consciousness. So why don't we do that now? Let's just take a moment to turn within. Just shut off the noise if you can of the mind, or if not, let it chatter, but let it take a back seat. Take a back seat and let the divine in you, the Christ consciousness in you, the oneness awareness begin to open you to this now moment where you settle in to knowing that there is a higher light, a higher love, a higher expression of the divine that is moving through you and all of eternity, all of existence throughout eternity. And so we just breathe in and let go. There's so many tensions that we let go with every breath. With every moment, we allow the stress and the struggle and the fears and the doubts. We allow them to be released, and we say, thank you. Thank you, sweet Spirit, for moving through us now, releasing us from those places where fear has taken a strong hold, but is not the truth, where we have doubts and struggles, and we feel separate. And we instead open ourselves now to know our oneness, our freedom, our ability to be aligned with your light and your love, and to allow it to pour through and ease away the tension and the stress, to free our minds and awaken our hearts, to fulfill a divine destiny for this world that begins in each one of us, in the consciousness of each one, and the consciousness of all. And we say, thank you for this. Thank you for this ability to know that we turn within, and your light and your love move through us powerfully to bring forth a deeper peace and harmony in our being. And we are grateful that we surrender into this and allow the light of truth, the light of love, the true spirit of oneness to guide and nurture our lives and our every moment experience. And so we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Ah, yes. Ah. And at this time, we want to move into our time of announcements. And Reverend Curdy, I think I took over when you were supposed to platform today. I just got all excited and came up here.
We love you. We love you.
And took away your role.
I'm going to, though, but I'm going to get to do these wonderful announcements.
And the rest of
Thank
things.
you.
Sorry about that.
So, today, our first announcement is connect with your Unity sisters. Wendy Hoggett is hosting this month's Unity Ladies Group, Zoom, Monday on July 6th at 5:30 p.m. So email Wendy to attend at ubahyouth@gmail.com. And now, Metaphysics 2 will begin this Wednesday, July 1st at 7 p.m. Come join as we step into a deeper understanding of the Unity teachings. Email Reverend Kyra for the class, itskyra@gmail.com. It's Kyra@gmail.com to attend. Unity class credit is available, so that's exciting too. And we are having the Breathing Underwater book study, which begins Wednesday, July 1st at 12 p.m. Find helpful ways to incorporate the 12-step spirituality into your life. In this prophetic exploration, the group will identify the core Christian principles in the 12 steps, connecting them to the Gospels. This group meets every Wednesday at 12 p.m. to discuss books that align with the Unity teachings and also teach the tenets of this 12-step recovery. Email Larry Watts to attend, and his email address is 12foshee@gmail.com. So again, that's 12foshee@gmail.com. You can find all of this information on our e-bulletin also. And love offerings, we're so grateful for all of your love offerings as you attend these events, and you can give them online or on our website or text to give at 281-595-1648. So now let us join me in affirming our church's vision, mission, core values, and affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing spirit of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relative spirituality now.
Please rise.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me know that love is all around.
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 Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Let me know that love will heal us all.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Let's give a big hand to our music team. Ellen Rogers, Patty Rabaza, and Keith Vivens. Thank you. They are the angels that make this wonderful music. And we'd also like to thank our audio-visual team, our audio, Mark Kirby, Bruce Landry, our visuals, Carol Curtis, Roddy Kennedy, Amy, and Ann Kaywood. Some of them aren't here right now, but we all want to thank you because we know you're out there. And then our live stream, Brent Allen, Jackie Lawson, and Carol Curtis. Thank you. Thank you for being there. Woo! Thank you. And now is a time, I know we have some first-time visitors here, actually, so we'd like to welcome you, and so grateful. And then if you're a first-time visitor on Facebook, please put in the comment bar that you're here visiting with us. And if you'd like more information about this spiritual community, you can go to our website also. And so we want to take this time to bless you as you're here and also on Facebook Live. So we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. So thank you. And now we will have Mary Helen read us our daily word.
Good morning, my friends.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
I don't think your mic's on.
Hold on a minute, I'll just stop talking.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. Woo. How exciting. She has a microphone. Beware, world. Good morning. Our word today is will, which happens to be one of the 12 powers or faculties that Unity talks about. There's more information around here about that somewhere. Our affirmation today, spiritual understanding guides my will. Each day I use my will to make decisions big and small that affect the quality and direction of my life. Through the use of my human will, I may make choices out of fear or a sense of lack, or I may be driven by my desire for convenience, comfort, or the pleasures of the moment. The use of my spiritual will, however, directs my choices toward a greater awareness of my divine nature. As I grow spiritually, I use my will to shine my Christ light even more brightly. I grow in willingness to co-create with God as I release my willfulness to do everything on my own. As I live more intentionally from my divinity, the light of spiritual understanding dawns within me and directs my will. And from the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Now, please join me in our community affirmation. We are grateful for our healthy, conscious, spiritual community, caring for one another and the world through shared leadership and love.
Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, whoa, wonderful Spirit.
If you've not already done so, I invite you to begin to let go of the outer thoughts and begin to tune in to that divine awareness within. To feel the power of that Spirit pouring itself through. And let's take a moment to begin to experience and open to that awareness. Maybe feel yourself connected to this divine light like a waterfall washing through. Like a waterfall of light, gentling and moving through and sparkling away and moving into every aspect of your being, lighting up with this true light of oneness, this light of all, this calling it the Christ consciousness or the divine light or the oneness awareness. Maybe it's the loving presence, whatever name or knowing. Allow this light to just gentle down and begin to take the tensions away from the top of your head and the back of your eyes. Feel your jaw relax and the back of your tongue and your lips. Your neck, if you need to roll your shoulders to get the tension out. You feel the deep release as this light brings through its gentling away of tensions and stress. And you feel it move through your limbs and down through your torso. Every organ is alive with the light of God. With this light that is washing through and revitalizing and renewing and reminding you of the truth of your being as a divine light, one with the infinite. You feel that light move through your hips and down through your legs and your knees and ankles and out through the bottoms of your feet. And you feel this gentle, nurturing sparkle of light. But then you feel this warm energy, this golden light that is like a liquid golden light moving up through the heartbeat of the earth. Through Mother Gaia, she beats her heart forth and sends forth this loving energy, and it's like a warm, liquid light moving up, joining with the white light, with the iridescent flow, and together they swirl and move through and bring even greater centering into our body temple, into our awareness. As we notice any place we've carried tension, we just breathe and breathe out, allowing that tension to just release, to be set free. To know as we breathe in and allow this light to move in and harmonize with every cell of our body, we feel the power of this light soothing and calming. It calms our mind, it calms our fears and our anxieties. And we begin to just relax in the knowing that we are one with this divine source that is sourcing us perfectly. We surrender our will to the divine purpose and fulfillment of the light and the Christ within. And we take this moment to experience those beautiful energies like waves and waves of light moving through. And with every light that moves through, every moment of a wave of light, we feel a deeper release, a deeper freedom and liberation into the truth of our being. We feel a quiet moving us gently into that inner space where we commune with the God of our understanding. We take this divine harmonic, this frequency of love, and we move it into the silence. In the silence. We let God be God in us. We let love have its way in us. An unconditional, infinite love that knows exactly what we need in body, mind, and soul, that we may rise into the true spirit of light. We open ourselves to the rising in consciousness as we share together these words of our Lord's Prayer from an Aramaic translation. Beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception, and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths, and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen and yes.
So before we do our opening pre-lesson song, I want to let you all know about Aloha Fest. Faith Rivera is a New Thought shining star and friend, personal friend of our ministry. I do lots and lots and lots of her music. You can look her up on YouTube, and pretty much anything you'll hit, you go, yeah, I've heard that somewhere before because we did it here at church. So I wanted to let you know she's decided to throw on the 5th of July. Aloha Fest is the luau of love. It's presented by Faith Rivera and Jacqueline Lanati from Unity World Ministries. It's a private Zoom party. It's live stream. In our time zone, it's 5:30 in the afternoon. In the e-bulletin, as well as in your regular news bulletin, I have placed different things that you can click on and get tickets for viewing. Its suggested offering of $20, and they would love for you to register by Wednesday the 1st so they can be sure that we get you on that. And speaking of Faith Rivera, this is her new song that she released, was it last year? Just this year. And it's called Rise.
Close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat. My soul, I clear my mind, I am here and now, in the present time, I feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark, oh, we rise as one. Love is calling, 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 calling. That's why we came. Love is calling, calling, calling,
calling, calling, calling. Rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me.
I had the blessing of being with Faith Rivera last year when she was working on that music and beginning that process of bringing forth her next album. And we were at convention really working on what is it to rise into our true selves and live from that and really bring it out. And, you know, every one of us get that opportunity in our journey. And this is a time we're really being called to rise into our true essence, to rise into a higher level of way of being than we've ever been before, to be clearer in our imprint of who we are and hold that steady in the course of all the different experiences of the world right now. It is a powerful time for us to truly rise into the truth and begin to live from our Christ consciousness. And as we are in this, it's not an easy task because it's easy to fall down that rabbit hole of social media, of information on the news, of fear-based, escalation of divides and duality. And yet we're meant to understand a deeper dynamic about who and what we are. We are a Christ consciousness being. Every single one of us is made of that light, of that consciousness of the divine. Call it what you will. If you want to call it Buddha consciousness or Krishna consciousness or, divine light awareness. We have within us this imprint, and it is actually a holographic model. And we're going to talk today about the Christ hologram. You can go back a second. I'm not quite ready for that one yet, but I'll thank you, Ronnie. I'll get there in a minute. So, and I told her when I went to holographic to change it, so she was following. I just changed my mind. Isn't that a beauty? We can change our mind in an instant. I love that. In an instant, we can change our mind and change our consciousness by changing the thoughts that we hold, by changing the awareness that we bring into the moment and by moment experience. And one of the things that I want us to understand when we start to look at what does it mean to talk about the holographic Christ, another way to understand this would be the omnidimensional Christ consciousness, that everywhere at the same time, this same consciousness, the same light awareness, the same essence is available to each and every one of us. But I love the idea of the hologram and our beginning to understand how science is unified with religion. Many times we find places where we think the world is at odds. Well, science and faith can't go together. Or we have all these different things where people argue one side or the other. And the truth is we are a whole society. We are a whole consciousness. Everything is included in the midst of that. Whether we're talking about the harmonies and the vibrations and the frequencies of music, or whether we're talking about the scientific model and understanding of how our world works, or whether we're going into the mystical awareness and transcendence of the divine, it's all part of the one consciousness. And when we begin to open to that awareness and say, what is true in the midst of my experience on an everyday basis, because we've bought into this world and this experience. Oh, that was a confirmation. Somehow, we've bought into this experience. Yeah, the divine. Woo! All right, we have bought into this experience as to what's real, rather than, did I lose my microphone? I think so. Or I could talk into this one right here. All right. You'll bring this one up. I'll do this for now. Is that one of the things that we can do is begin to understand that all of these are part of the whole. And our part is to begin to recognize and remember and look into the world of illusion, the world that is created from inside out, from the infinite to the finite. It is what is created first at the spiritual and then in form. It's how the whole creation story went. Every creation myth begins at something that was bigger, greater, an understanding of the dynamic of the whole that then brought into form what came into existence. That continues to happen every single moment. Every single moment we are recreating by our awareness, but that at the core of everything is this divine light, this divine awareness of what is available, of what is happening, of what the truth is behind the illusion. So we can buy into the illusion and give it all the power and begin to try to work at the level of effects, or we can go back to the level of cause. We can go back to the origins of our own truth, the origins of where we create together a world that really meets with that which we know is possible. What we know, and sometimes we doubt, we have doubts about what's possible, but at the core of us to understand that we are holographic. And I want to explain what that means in my interpretation. Now, I'm a layman here, I'm not a scientist, but I love the place where science and spirituality come together, all right? So if you talk about the hologram, that one of the things we understand that in the hologram, it is activated by light shining through a photo or a picture or an image. It's an image. Oh, what are we? Made in the image and likeness of God. How interesting is that? So light shines through an image. And as that light shines through that image and is reflected out in these reflective ways with mirrors, then all of a sudden it gets formed and split into multiple expressions of that one light, of that one image. Does that sound familiar? Interesting. And in that awareness, that when you have a holographic image, every single piece of that, any tiniest particle of that image can be torn off, and it actually has the whole in that same image. Now, if in fact we are holographic Christ beings, we are told in the biblical context, I said, ye are gods. We have a hard time with this because when we equate it, that means that we are the whole of God. Well, we are, but we are an individualized expression of that. We are made in that image and likeness. We cannot not have that whole Christ image in us. We are taught by our master teacher and way shower, Jesus. And I love, one of my favorites is the Gospel of Thomas, where it came out later in the Nag Hammadi library when it was revealed, and these were sayings that he said that were really powerful. He said, it is I who I am, the light which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift up the stone, you will find me there. There is not anything that exists that is not a part of that holographic Christ consciousness. There's not a particle of us that is separate from the holographic Christ. We are the Christ consciousness because as the light shines through us, we bring forth that entire image, any little piece of us. You take a piece of our liver and look at it, and it has actually got the whole embedded in it. If you took it, an acorn has the whole oak tree in it. A mustard seed has the whole mustard bush. You know, there were many teachings that were given. You know, when Jesus said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me, what he was speaking at the level of this holographic Christ awareness. And yet our biggest challenge is we don't believe this truth. We don't get that we are the divine in expression. We belittle ourselves, we belittle one another, we separate, we judge, we condemn, we fight against ourselves even, or, you know, because truly if there's only one expression being presented out as the many, so if you represent one piece of that picture and I represent another, and yet in us is the whole picture, we're just one piece of that whole holographic picture of the Christ consciousness, that expression, that image and likeness of the divine. And yet we see that other part, but we forget. We don't look at our hand and say, well, I'm okay with my index finger, but not my little finger. You know, we don't do that. And so why do we do that to one another? We're all part of that same Christ consciousness, that same image and likeness. So part of what we're being invited into and the systems that are falling down, that we are struggling with out there in the world, are systems that represent separation as the basis upon which they are built, a belief in separation. For us to build a world that operates based upon our oneness, based upon the unified field of consciousness, based upon this holographic image that we are really a reflection of the divine, and so is everyone and everything. Take that in. Whew, so is everyone and everything. So when we begin to open to that possibility, all right, we have a different basis from which we operate and live in the world. We've been taught that no, there's judgment, separation. Now, I will say we teach that one of the 12 powers is judgment. That's considered discernment. We discern where we're in alignment to that divine awareness or where we're not. So yes, we can understand that there are things that are still not vibrating in harmony yet in our world. And what we're really wanting is to bring all of those notes into the symphony and to bring it forth and allow each instrument to share its special music, to bring that kind of life inside of us. And how is it that we then, like this goes back to how Jesus did healing. You know, if you look at what he taught with his life demonstration, which is how we look at him as our elder brother and way shower, he was teaching us what's available to us. He came and he held the space of that one image, that one awareness of Christ consciousness. He became the power of that knowing that you and I are that same image. So in that moment of my knowing that in my own being, and offering that then to others, then all of a sudden what happens is that because I know it so completely, you cannot not be that also. When he came into the knowing and he lived that and he accessed that wholeness of life. So therefore you reflected that same wholeness of life in that second. In that hologram, he is calling in the true image and likeness and reflecting it back into you so that you can access that remembrance in your own being. This is the way healing, if we understand at this greater level of Christ consciousness of how it's operating, it's always going to be the image of wholeness, the image of life, the image of this true spirit within us. So how is it then we begin to reflect? Now, the challenge we have is, you know, we have imperfect lenses, right? A lot of times we have looked with messages that we received from our childhood that we weren't enough, or that we needed to earn our way, or we had to be, you know, good enough, we had to strive for it. We didn't naturally just inherit the truth of this oneness, this magnificence that's in us. And if we start to know that it is an inherent aspect of who we are, we cannot not be it, no matter how we're acting. Okay, everybody breathe that in. You know, because we have times we've acted a lot of different ways, right? Every one of us. I know you. I know me, so therefore I know you, right? That we've all had ways that we've acted out because we didn't know the truth of our oneness. We didn't know the truth of who and what we are and live from that Christ consciousness. We don't condemn that. We embrace it into a new choice to reflect and hold the truth, to begin to live at a higher level of awareness of who we are and who one another is. And as we begin to hold that in ourselves, like that healing that Jesus did when he holds the truth, I am the Father's in me, I am one with all, I am, we begin to feel the power of that stirring within us. Because it takes our whole being, it requires us to surrender the parts of us that want to hang on to the belief that we're separate. It means we surrender the parts of us that we think are unworthy, or the ways that we've judged ourselves and one another. We surrender those judgments. And instead, we hold the truth of that. We become a clear vessel for a lens for that light to come through. What is happening in our times is we are awakening to the truth that there is tremendous light coming in and that we are the light. And as we are awakening to this, it is vibrating into where it's showing us the places where we have shadows in ourselves, the places where we have denied, we've said we're this, but we're actually not seeing aspects of ourselves. So those things are being revealed and brought to the surface so that we can see them. When the light is shown, we see it all. We see the light, the dark, and it's not good or bad. It's the yin and the yang. They're both included in the midst of it all. And yet we've had a thing to say, well, this is bad, this is good. As we begin to see it and recognize it, and then we can choose to hold that higher consciousness and that higher image in our own selves, we begin to show up differently in how we perceive the world. Do I see the world as something wrong with it that needs to be fixed? Or do I see it as on the path of the divine light shining through to bring us to greater and greater awareness of this holographic Christ consciousness? What if everything that is happening for us, not to us, not against us? It's happening for us to come to the realization that we are the holographic Christ consciousness, here to bring that light of truth, to hold that, to clarify ourselves, to become a pure vessel that does not have thoughts of self-condemnation, that doesn't doubt our worth and our value. Because when I value myself, I will value you. I will value life. When I don't value myself, I will judge others. I will project that out. The places I'm angry with myself, that anger comes out and it gets projected into the world. So the more we become healthy and we take on a level of maturity in our emotional awareness, then we also have the opportunity to come into spiritual maturity. And that includes also our mental awareness, our mental clarity, our ability to perceive with a higher awareness of the light that is shining through and all the ways that has the opportunity of seeing the whole in the midst of every one of those images that we see. Go back a second to that image before, Ronnie, thank you. I want to show you. So this one over here where it's got the little stars and it's showing it, every single particle, and we've seen that before with apples. And you know what's amazing about holograms? In the true holographic sense, now we've got ones that are just a 3D image, right? But you also have those that actually are seeing inside of it. They're seeing to the back of it. They have all different perspectives on that same image. So when you really get to a deeper level of understanding of the hologram, then you begin to understand that's what's happening with like some of the medical opportunities that we have now, the medical equipment that can see into things. It's literally working with that light because we are all made of light. We are being affected by light. We're made of light. We're electromagnetic energies. And when the light shines on that, we can see the whole perspective. But when we're not allowing the light to come through, the light of our own consciousness, the light of the divine awareness, the light of the Christ, we're seeing that flat side and we're determining what it is. And instead of seeing all of the aspects from every angle and perspective, it's like when you see that hologram picture and you walk across the room and it's looking at you wherever you are, right? Ooh, I don't know, is that creepy or is that exciting? But I think that a part of what we're up to is to recognize that our ability to perceive is being expanded by the light of awareness. So the more we become aware of the divine light, the Christ light shining through us, the more we expand our perspective in that 360 degrees to see all of it. And in the interior, we start to recognize that which is available to each one of us to claim and know the image and the perception that is much grander than what we've given it before. Now, whether your relationship is with Jesus as the man or whether it's with the Christ consciousness, you can access this awareness, all right, by turning to that Christ consciousness, returning to Jesus if you prefer, because he says, I am the light of all. He said, I am the light which is above them all. So through Jesus, he demonstrated that. So whichever way your relationship goes, or if you take it that your relationship's with the universal flow of light, if that's the way it is for you, find a way that you begin to relate to that light more powerfully, that you're offering and willing to allow more light to come through you, to be a presence for more light in the world. And as you do that, it will bring forth things that you get to look at in your own soul, you know, that to look at the things that maybe have served you up to now, and it's time to move on beyond that experience, and or that belief or that perception, and begin to see yourself anew in the light and the eyes of this infinite awareness, in this image in which you are made. I am so grateful to be amongst those here, amongst those out there that are carrying forth this light into our world right now, that are willing to know the truth of that image, to find the revitalization within themselves, and return to the awareness of who and what you truly are as that image and likeness of that one Christ light. We are transforming the perceptions of the world, and it begins within us, and then we bring that out into the world of form. That's where we vibrate into form based on what we're holding in ourselves. So I am grateful to be amongst those that are truly bringing forth this new world, this new time and this new place, that are going and holding steady through the challenges and the changes, because it takes our being steady in the light. See, that's the other thing that our way shower did. Jesus, he actually stayed steady in the midst. You know, they're throwing stones, you know, and he's staying steady and saying, stop, no, you know, we're not going to do this. And, you know, and he would sit with that information and actually ride in the dust, because in the dust is one way, but he was really accessing that inner awareness in that moment when he was stopping these people from throwing stones at the woman. He said, and then he said to them, he who has no sin, and we would call it error consciousness, cast the first stone. You know, then everyone had to walk away, because they could not say, oh, I'm not that also. See, this is the I am that. And he held steady in the face of all different circumstances and demonstrated to us that no matter what the world around you is doing, you can hold steady in that Christ light. And you will be guided then to bring forth a higher wisdom, a higher truth and a higher expression into the world. And what I know is that's what we're up to. God bless you, friends. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome week. Love you all.
What a wonderful message. Thank you for being our light and bringing that message to each and every one of us. Thank you so much. And what a message. Didn't it relate? It just relates. And so now is a time that we can bring our offerings, and we have this opportunity to thank each and every one of you out there for the abundance that you have steadily given. Every Facebook giver that you guys have we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your offerings that keep coming in to support this wonderful community, to support our musicians and everything. And so there are 4 different ways to give. You can give through mail, which actually is pretty fast. I mailed out some letters the other day and they got received right away. And then our other ways to give are you can click on our donate button on our e-bulletin also, which is our weekly newsletter. Each of you should be getting that, and if you're not, please go to our website and sign up. You can go to www.unitybayarea.org and click on the donation button, and you can text the word GIVE to 281-595-1648. And those are the wonderful ways that we are so grateful for your support. And so now let us affirm divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
Taking y'all back to New Orleans with me.
Gotta iron our problems, iron out the quarrels, and try to live as brothers. Try to find peace within without stepping on one another. And to respect the women of the world. Remember, we all have mothers. We gotta make this land a better land in the world in which we live. And we gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that you give. I know we can make it. I know darn well we can work it out. I know we can, yes we can, yes we can, and why can't we if we want it, yes we can. I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try. Oh yes we can, if we can. Great gosh almighty, yes I can, I know we can. Children of the world, they're our strongest hope for the future, them little bitty boys and girls. We got to make this land a better land in the world in which we live, and we gotta help each man be a better man with the kindness that we give. I know we can make it, I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes we can, I know we can, we can, but if you want it, yes you can. I know we can make it work. I know we can make it if we try. Yes we can, oh yes I can. Great gosh almighty, yes I know it, yes I can. Make it, I know that we can. I know darn well we can work it out. Oh yes I can, I know we can. Yes I can. Oh why can't we if we want it? Yes we can. I know we can make it work, and I know we can make it if we try. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yeah, we can. Say, great gosh almighty, yes, I can. I know we can.
We love that you bring New Orleans back with you. Well, you can do this if you want, Curdy. I just thought I'd come up with you. Yeah, I'll come up with you.
Let us affirm
We are grateful for an abundance of resources flowing through our ministry to meet every need and to invest in the highest good for our spiritual community. And we want to send this blessing out for our gifts and for the prayer requests and all that we're up to here. Thank you, God, for our spiritual community. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We celebrate divine abundance as we give and receive in generosity and love. Unity Bay Area Houston is grateful for all our blessings, and we are prosperous. Yes, we are, and we say thank you, God.
And so now also, if we have Unity Teen Connection this Wednesday at 4 p.m. So to connect with the Unity Teens, email ubahyouth@gmail.com. And then are we meeting with the little ones too?
Not today.
Okay, not today, but another week we'll meet with the little ones. And so we are so grateful for each and every one of you. Unity
everywhere. We love you just the way you are in all your magnificence. Yes, we do.
So let us say,
Take it, baby.
just sing.
Let's
Get up off your couch.
For our prayer for protection, I want to just invite everyone as you go forth this week and get ready for 4th of July celebrations next Saturday, that we will be talking about true freedom next week and celebrating the freedom consciousness. But take that freedom consciousness with you into this week. Feel the freedom of a divine awareness within you that then also translates into the freedom in our world, into our country, into our world, and all of creation. So let's share our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you, God. Have a great week. Happy 4th of July.